Welcome back, my brave and beautiful humans, to another episode of Soul Hygiene. I have my good friend, Mr. Victor, here with me tonight. I met Mr. Victor probably a couple years ago, and he is a high performance coach. He really helps you exercise, get your whole being ready to face the world, is how I see and what I have felt from him anyway. But I'm pretty excited to have him here with us and for you guys to meet him and for you to experience his energy and um hopefully he can just show you his light and what he does with people. So I will tell you, Mr. Victor has a 21 day, what is it, like 21 day to victory?
Yep, 21 days to victory. Yes.
Yes. Well, let me back up. I love the word victory, and I love that you use that because one of the things I say on the podcast, and everyone knows this, is I always use from victim to victorious. And
Wow.
victory is one of those things that when you struggle, when you're going through things, that is where what you want to reach. So to have victory in your title and in, what you do and everything you do is amazing. I love that. So I did his 21 days to victory when I first met him. I printed out your whole pamphlet. I think it was like 80 pages or something.
Yep.
Um, and some of I think we talked a couple of times as I was doing it, but some of the things I couldn't quite do because of my MS and stuff like that. But it was so amazing that the process that you went through to write that, how even after like day one, day two, I already felt better. So it's definitely, you definitely know what you're doing. I will say that. And I'm going to let Mr. Victor tell you a little bit about himself, what he does, and then we'll just see where we go with the rest of the podcast. But I really want you guys to meet him. So thank you for joining us, Mr. Victor.
Miss TJ, thank you so much. I am honored and blessed and happy to be here. Yeah, I've been in fitness for 26. I guess this year is going to be my 27th year being in the fitness industry. And it's funny, I was in the Marine Corps. I was raised on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. I went in the Marine Corps, served in the Persian Gulf War in 91. And then I felt, you know what? I need to get a college education if I'm going to go anywhere in life. This was sort of back in the late 80s, early 90s. That was sort of the thought process back then. And I'm like, gosh, I've always liked working out and I liked fitness. So I'm going to get a degree in health and human performance and in business, sort of just coming on the scene, the big wave of the gyms and the personal training and stuff like that. So I got into fitness thinking I'm gonna do this for a few years, make a little bit of money, and then I'll have to grow up and get a real job. 27 years later, I'm still in it. I started with a large company as a personal trainer, worked my way up for 6.5 years into management, and then realized, hey, I'm making this company way too much money. It's time for me to go on my own. So I jumped ship and opened up my own personal training studio called Victory Fitness. It was a small little 2,000 square foot facility where I had myself and a few other trainers that rented from me and trained clients there. And I remember one day looking up and looking around, and there was just no room. There's people that trainers had their clients doing lunges between the treadmills, and people were over here in the corner. I mean, this place was packed. I don't know if there was 25, 30 people in there in this small little space. And I'm like, okay, it's time to go bigger. So I sold that business to one of the trainers that worked there. And then I ended up getting two business partners, and we do this big multi-million-dollar health club um, facility that had everything. And my friends called it the Taj Mahal gym of the area. So we had everything from personal training to massage therapists to nutrition coaching. We did boot
Wow.
camps. We did, all the classes in Pilates and yoga and everything. And it was, we really sort of did an upscale fitness center slash gym slash wellness center. We lasted 3.5 years. The recession hit in '09.
Mhm.
We made it through June 30th of 2009. We closed the doors. That was the beginning of, or it was the end of that business because we went through a bankruptcy. Um, Very, very tough time in my life. Then I went through a divorce, bankruptcy. I had some personal things that I was struggling with, and it was just seemed like everything, all the walls caved in at one time. But fitness is what I knew, and being resilient and persevering and getting back up is what I believed in. And so I had to open up another facility, or I opened up another facility 90 days later, which my forte is, because of my background in the Marine Corps, is boot camps, sort of my claim to fame, if you will. So I opened up a boot camp, or a group training community-based fitness program basically across the street, and we got things humming again, and built it up and built it up, and then we basically got that going until COVID hit, and that was another, we took another bust in the chops. And
Yeah.
by that time I think I was so tired and burned out, or I really sort of appreciated a little break there. And nowadays I do health coaching, and high performance coaching online, but I also do some boot camp training as well. So I do a hybrid, little mixture of both. I love the in person just because it's in person, it gets me up and moving still. But then I love the online capabilities because I can work with people all over the world, just because of our beautiful thing. Like, you and I are only a state or two away,
Right.
but this is awesome that we can do this too. So, um,
Right.
so in a nutshell, that's sort of my little steps in the fitness industry the last 2.5 decades. And that's where we're at today.
Wow. That's you have so much energy right now. I mean, in the central time zone, it's almost 7 o'clock, and I'm wow, that's a lot of energy, Mr. Victor.
It'll
That's
hit,
great.
it'll go downhill pretty quick here.
I do see, so you have a private Facebook group, right?
Yes.
That you okay. And we'll have all of Mr. Victor's information, obviously, like every other episode. His website, I think, is victorstraw.com.
Yes.
And I went to it earlier and I wrote down your tagline that you have on the front page, which I like. It's where fitness elevates success. So
Yes.
the way that um I adore Mr. Victor, number one, because when you're talking to him, he has this energy that just gets you moving. And I love that tagline because it is about fitness, but it's also about elevating the person. Like, if you're feeling good, if your mind is feeling good, if your body's feeling good, you can be successful. You will be successful. So I love that tagline. I forgot to tell you that before we started recording, but
Thank
um
you, Miss CJ. I appreciate that. And I love the fitness aspect of it, because I think we all realize, hey,
mhm,
the importance and power of taking care of our bodies, right? Um, but then also, I think we're in a day and age where we realize, hey, how can I take care of my mental health, my emotional health, my spiritual health? And I love, if we can't, how can we incorporate all of those areas of our life and live the best life possible? I want to
right.
be, a better husband, a better father, a better friend, a better man. And I know, no one knows the areas that I really struggle with other than me. So if I can help
Mhm,
people grow in these areas, okay, I need to get my physical fitness in order. All right, I need to get my mental health, or how can I, whether I'm so anxious, sad, depressed every day, how can I, change that way of thinking and be more positive? And then just even from a spiritual standpoint too, is I believe I've got a huge relationship, or a great faith, and a deep faith with my Lord and Savior. And I think if we really tap into that, we can go places that we've never really dreamed of. So, and
right,
just, and then also growing and maturing emotionally, and just taking those steps. But doing all of these together, it doesn't have to be so hard. And there's so many different, buckets out there. I got to do this, I got to do that. It's like, what, if we just take one day at a time, one step at a time, but can create positive, good, healthy habits, all these areas can serve one another. So, I mean, if I'm a big advocate of drinking your water. Just drink your water, water, water. As I always have most of my clients drink 100 ounces of water a day. Simple thing to do, simple thing not to do. But if we stay on task with it and drink our
mhm,
water, that's going to help our mental health. That's going to help our physical well-being. That's going to, we're going to tend to not snack more because we're hydrated. We're going to have less ailments and illnesses because we're hydrated. There's just so many things that if we can do one thing or in one area, they tend to drip and leak into other areas, and they serve us in a good, positive way. And we get to be that person that we're trying to become. So
right.
pretty
And I
cool.
think that's why I like that tagline because that drinking water doesn't just to use that as an example, drinking water doesn't just help you with your hygiene, with your health, it also helps you create habits. And if you can
Correct.
create a habit of drinking 100 ounces of water a day, then you can create a habit of getting up and making your bed. You can create a
Yes.
habit of meditation. You can create a
Yes.
habit, you know, so it just goes on and on. It takes one step at a time, right? We just start at the bottom. If drinking water is your one step, okay, well, let's work on the next step after you get that one down. So, and that's why I like that tagline so well, is because yes, you are a high performance fitness coach, but you're also teaching people good habits that help them with their mental health. And so, and that's, you know, what soul hygiene's all about, right? I look at it like hygiene is what we do, drinking water, being
Mhm.
healthy, being fit, but the soul hygiene is creating those healthy habits so we can be mentally fit, and
Yes.
spiritually fit, right? So, yeah, I didn't realize that was your tagline till I went to your website before we started recording, but yeah, I
I
really
love it.
like that. And and I know like when you're in your I like your Facebook page because you aren't all about, hey, you need to do these push-ups today, you need to do this today, you are about helping people stay positive, you know, be successful. What did you do today to clear your mind? Did you meditate today? Did you pray today? So, yeah, I just really appreciate that because I know for me, I have great anxiety going to a gym.
Mhm.
Um, and I really struggle with it just because I do get the looks, you know. I can't do everything that they can do. I can't lift as much. I can't walk as far, but so it's nice to have someone who understands that and is like, okay, let's go at your pace. They're not judgy. They're not, you know, saying
Yeah.
you have to get to this step. You have to do this. So the 20 days of victory, what I liked about it was when I talked to you and I said, I can't do these. I can't bend at my knees very well. You're like, okay, let's modify it. So,
Yep.
and I felt so good at the end of the 21 days when I got through it. And I was like, this really is amazing because to have you on the sideline saying, okay, this isn't just a pamphlet.
Yeah.
This is your success book. This is, you know, fitness and mental fitness success book. And I'm here if you need me. So I really appreciated that. And I think that was like, what, 2.5 years ago or something that we did that.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
still
well,
have to
thank
go
you
to,
for that. I love that, Miss TJ. And to be honest with you, as far as the gym thing, it's so funny because I think most of us are not your regular gym people, whatever that means. I mean, this is me coming from me. I've owned three different gyms, in the fitness industry, but I'm such an anti-gym person. And what I mean by that is I just don't like the whether it's the judgy attitudes, the bravado, the whatever it is that everybody's got to go in and try to
hmm
show each other up. Or I shouldn't say everybody. There's definitely that certain crowd of people that do that. And I just despise that because I think we're all people that I just want to come in here, whether I want to run faster, I want to lose a few pounds, I want to, correct some issues I have with my back or my hips or my
hmm
knees, or I just want to get healthier. That's really all we want.
right.
And I just have, I don't know whether it's compassion or empathy for the 95% of us that, hey, that's all we want. We're not going there to see who's got the biggest biceps or who's the
Right.
strongest or whatever.
Right.
And I think that's the majority of us. So I love, and thanks for saying that about my Facebook group too. It's like, hey, all I want to do is encourage you because we're all in the same battle. We maybe have different battles with our health or our mental health
hmm
or our physical health, but you know what? Sometimes we all just need that little, attaboy, attagirl, that little encouragement to keep going today, even though we don't feel like doing
Right.
it today. How can we keep going today? So, I'm a big believer in the positivity and encouragement and inspiring, putting stuff out there to make you feel like I can put that step forward today. I think
hmm
we've have had enough condemnation or,
Yeah.
it's to by you screaming at me that I need to do X amount of push-ups and stuff, that's not gonna serve me at all, and I'm not gonna want to do it. So I just like to be. I'm I always say I'm just a simple, positive guy, and I want to try to encourage you to keep going and to go further and farther and just be the best version of yourself. So that's really my desire when I work with people, that it's like, just give me your best today. Whatever your best is, do that today, and that's okay. We don't have to, you know, climb the entire mountain today, but just give me what you got today.
Yeah, and you're awfully humble because um I will give Mr. Victor accolades since he won't do it for himself, but because I mean, I see the people on there and when they're responding like I did this and you're like, "Yes, keep going." There's a difference between um I think just a fitness coach, right? Than a fitness coach who really wants the best for you in the highest form possible, right? So when I first met you, I knew that's who you were. Not because we have similar beliefs or anything like that, but um, because when it comes to the positive, and because you completely believe in what you're doing, you know, and sometimes I think fitness coaches, especially the one that I went to last year, they're just doing it for a job. You have to truly find someone who believes in what they're doing and who wants the utmost best for you when it comes to your fitness and your mental health, because both those work together, like, we've already said. But I'm not a gym person anymore. I won't go to the gym. But I will encourage, like, especially my listeners, because when you're at the gym and you see someone come in that is not fit, you should be encouraging them. You should be happy that they're there because they're taking that first step to walk through those doors and possibly be ridiculed, possibly be looked at, and now lately, possibly be videoed and made fun of.
Yeah.
They're taking all of that into consideration and still walking through those doors to say, you know what, my health is more important than what you have to say about me. For me, it's just a matter of none of the things really work for me. I have found what works for me and what I can do, and the equipment just, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spend $1,000 on a piece of equipment that just doesn't
Yeah.
do me justice. But I'm more about the mental and more about the meditation and the prayer and getting fit right along with it. And I think that in the future, we should do more episodes because, a lot of what what I'm trying to do when it comes to soul hygiene is a lot of what you're trying to do when it comes to fitness, you know. So I think our listeners definitely need us to do some more episodes together.
All right.
Um
I love that.
so we were talking about the snowstorm we got recently, and that's why yeah, we're both just exhausted from the cold, I think, this week.
Mhm.
Iowa got like 23.5 inches of snow, and I'm over it, but mosquitoes aren't biting me, so I'm good.
There you go. That's a good
I'm
way to
good.
look at
You gotta
it.
find a blessing in everything. You have to find a blessing in everything.
I love that. See, that's a great attitude.
Yes, yes. So do you have any other things like, I know you have your private Facebook group. Do you have other downloadable things on your website or other avenues that people can reach out to you possibly?
Yeah, I have basically three different programs, and you mentioned the first one, the 21 Days to Victory. I call that a quick start program. It's a 21-day program of, there's 21 workouts. I call it a daily devotional. It's for our mindset, to get our mindset in the right tracking correctly. And then there's a nutritional piece. So every day, just a little snippet to say, okay, here's the workout, here's my mindset piece, here's the nutrition. I'm going to do this. And typically, if people can buckle down and follow that for 21 days, I'm a believer in the make or break a habit in 21 days. I've heard 30, 33 days. Everybody's different. If you can do something for 3 weeks every day, you're gonna pretty much
Mhm.
set a good habit. And that's what I want to do, is really set a good habit, whether it's the working out, the drinking the water, eating your protein, and just, being active. And then obviously reading something inspirational every day. So in 21 days, should be able to lose some weight, you should feel amazing, better in the first couple days, but then after 3 weeks, you don't want to stop. So it's sort of a rinse and repeat program. So I sell the 21 Days to Victory, and then also I sell a 6-week challenge, been my most successful weight loss program. And I've been selling this for a few years now. So if you have 20 or more pounds to lose, I sold my 6 week challenge, and then you get everything again. You get the inspiration, you get the workouts, you get everything for 6 weeks. And then you meet with me once a week for a coaching call, and we make sure that we're just on track. And, we do a weekly check-in and a weigh-in and everything. And if we got to tweak your program at all, we tweak the program. Um, the program that I love lately that I've just been having, just getting rave reviews, and I personally love it because we do a deep dive, is my 12 week. I call it the secret weapon. The word weapon is an acronym, but it's a 12-week deep dive program where we help you really make some changes, not just in your physical fitness, but in your mental health, creating good habits. We go through, during COVID, I got certified to teach John Maxwell's curriculum and some of his books and his programs. I'm a huge, huge John Maxwell fan. So I use his content in my 12-week program. So I walk you through that for 12 weeks straight. We do a coaching call, and we really take a deep dive on like changing your environment. I mean, we talk about some simple things like tell me what music you're listening to, what podcast you're listening to, what goes
Mm,
in your ears, in your brain every day. And we sort of clean that out, cleanse that, talk about, similar
yeah.
between what you and I both do here. It's like we just clean the pantry out, clean the fridge out. What do we got to get out of the house? And then what can we replace that with that's positive, that's encouraging, that's going to help me get to my goals? I mean, obviously from the associations of the people we hang out with to, the books we read. And then anything just from, are we intentional enough to chase our goals? So, I mean, every week it's a different topic, it's a different chapter that we read. And people's lives are changed, and it's some stuff's is simple, practical, but some stuff it's, what, when you're faced with that question, is like, okay, this bad habit, this bad addiction, this, whether it's, smoking or whatever I've done for years, it's just stopped me. And there's people that say in tears, I have got to put this down. And we just work our way through it, and we figure out a way. And we get through the 12 weeks, and they not only lost a bunch of weight, they're feeling good, they're drinking their water, they got all these new habits. They're in such a good spot mentally and emotionally and even spiritually and obviously physically. That is so fulfilling to me. And, you sort of alluded to it earlier. It's like, I don't, I want people to get fit and lose the weight, but I want people to really win in life. I want them,
Hmm.
it might sound corny or cheesy, but I just want them to win. And um, I think my gift is to inspire and encourage them to keep going and to keep moving forward and to try to win at what they're trying to win at. And I just want to run alongside with you and just be your biggest cheerleader, be your biggest coach, and help you or assist you along the way, or navigate around or over these obstacles. Um, so those are the three programs. I got a 21 Days to Victory, a 6 week weight loss program, and then a 12-week deep dive, where we do more of the high performance coaching. But it's for everybody, and it's super fun. They're incredibly successful if you're really committed to it, and I love to see the change from the beginning to the end with the people that I work with.
That's amazing. I knew you had other programs. I didn't know what they were because I was kind of stuck on the 21-day one because that's the one that, kind of fits my life. But I love that what you said is that you want them to win. And if we have more people who just want people to win, who want them to have victory over their traumas, over, quit being a victim and become victorious,
Yeah.
find those solutions to your struggles, you know, if we could get more people to do that, that's where things in the world change. If everybody's just staying down and being a victim and not doing anything, you know, that's
It, it,
kind of
it's Life is hard. Life is
it
hard, and
is.
we're all going to go through storms. And we're not. I mean, we're not even get to a point where we're done with storms in life. We're going to have until the day we die. And
Mhm.
I think I've been through enough. I've had trauma in my life from a very, very young age, and I've seen some things in the Marine Corps that were very, very tough to digest and go through. And then my personal life and my business life, and going through a bankruptcy and a divorce when I had, at the time, I had three little baby girls. My daughters were very, very young at the time. I lost, the house that I thought we are going to live in on 3 acres out in the country. This is going to be the place I'm going to live in for the rest of my life. we got that repossessed. I got an SUV repossessed. I remember I was sleeping in my truck at night. I mean, I've been on the bottom and I've been, on the bottom of the pit, and it seems like through the deep valleys and through hell and back. But one thing that I've learned and that I want to encourage to people, it's, you just got to keep going. We got to persevere. We got to move
Hmm.
on. We can make it through this storm. And it's, I mean, to be honest, it's for the grace of God that I'm still here. I mean, there's been times I've been so depressed, um, I contemplated taking my life, and I thank God that that plan was thwarted and it didn't work out. And I feel like if I'm here another day, my job this next day is to encourage and inspire someone to keep going. And whether they
Yeah.
just want to lose weight or they want to get a few things in their life in order, I want to, again, be their cheerleader, their coach, and help them along the way. Because, you're right. If there's more of us that can be more, you know, inspiring to others or grateful or just say, put that, you and I talk about this a lot. Shine your light, shine your light. I just believe
Yes.
if we can scatter more sunshine. I know Jim Rohn said it, scatter sunshine. When you get out there, scatter sunshine. We all have
Hmm.
sunshine. We got to scatter. And I think in a dark world, um, in a very cloudy, gray world, those of us that can scatter our sunshine, I think we all have it to shine. We just need to do it more and more and more because I think that's where people's lives can be changed. And just a small little ray of sunshine in someone's life that you do that small little gesture can help or change their day, just like that. And I think that's
Yeah.
really it's a simple concept, but I think that's really where it's at.
I completely agree with you. And I think that it comes from a place of someone who has been through trauma, who's been at the bottom, who still can rise above that and become victorious and then scatter their sunshine. It almost means more when people look at that because it encourages them and it tells them they can do it too. We're not obviously this life isn't about completely healing, and God never wants to, I don't believe, ever put these things on us. He doesn't want us to be traumatized. He doesn't, but I also believe that there are blessings to be found in everything.
Agreed.
And no matter what we go through, if we are willing to forgive, find the truth, the real truth, and take accountability and just keep walking forward, we will find blessings every day. So,
Agreed.
yeah,
Yes.
I love this. I adore you. And I hope that you keep, pushing, and I know you will. I'll keep, you know, being everyone's cheerleader and helping them win. And I mean, I see the posts every day in your Facebook group, and I'm just like, it makes me smile. It just makes me smile talking to you because it gives me energy. It gives me like, tomorrow I'm going to scatter more sunshine.
Well, you're so sweet, Miss TJ, and like I say to you too, you don't stop, don't stop. We need your light because it's very, very bright, and I love it.
Well, we will keep going. We will keep going. And I definitely want to have another one of these because I think that the more people hear that there are people who can heal. There is hope, you know. There is hope for healing. And I know we'll never be fully healed and every day we're still healing, but there is hope, right?
Exactly, and I think it's knowing that you know what it's a process. It's one day
Yeah.
at a time. One of the I talk about in my 12-week program a lot of it. Just I always say TTP to my clients when it's like when they want to get off course. It stands for trust the process. Trust the
Oh, I
process.
love that. I love that.
God's got you. You know what? Just sometimes we just gotta, again, if we can't run today, let's walk today.
Right.
If we can't stand today, let's sit today. But you know what? We're breathing, we're moving forward. Let's do what we can do today. That's all we got to worry about is today. God just gave us today. Let's just do our best today. And whatever that best
Right.
is, it's okay. And it's just, you know what? Trust the process, keep going, and we just keep moving forward. And I really believe that we can build on that every day. Our faith will grow every day, will be strengthened every day, even if it's little by little. I mean,
Right.
it's you think about it, in 1 year, if you take a little baby step every day, I mean, you're taking after 1 year, that's a lot of little baby steps and it
Right.
adds up over time. So, you know, I love the concept of just, small beginnings, little small baby steps. Just take those small, small, small incremental steps, but you're eventually going to get there and you're going to get there sooner than you think. too, because it's like sometimes we standing at the bottom of the staircase or the bottom of the hill or the mountain and we look up, it's like, oh my gosh, it's way up there. Wait a minute, it's not that far. If I just take, I'm going to take this step today, this
Mhm.
step tomorrow, this step the next day. And you know what? There's 10 days and 20 days and 30 days and 40 days. And before you know it, we're scaling that mountain and then we're getting
Right.
stronger and more resilient. And, our perseverance muscles are growing and we're doing, we're jumping a couple leaps and bounds and we're getting there faster and better. So, um, yeah, trust the process.
I love that because I always make a joke about myself. I'm like a turtle walking through peanut butter because I'm slower, as I with my MS and as I'm getting older, I'm slower. But the one quote that I don't know who said it, but I heard it this week, it was slowly is the fastest way to success.
Mm, love it.
Just
Love it.
because I know for me, if I start running, I'm tripping all over myself. I'm not a
Yep.
runner anymore. But if I walk slow, I'll get there. It's just gonna take me a little longer, but I'm gonna see those pebbles that are going to trip me up. I'm gonna see those boulders that are gonna be in my way if I'm going slower. So I love that. I love trust the process. Um, I'm excited that we got to finally do this. You can go to victorshaw.com and sign up for his mailing list. He does a mailing list, and I know that it's not generated. These are words that you type up to people. I think is it every day or every week?
I do a
I
weekly
can't
email.
remember.
So yeah, you can just
Yeah,
sign and
that's what
join
I
my
thought.
my list anytime. And
Yeah,
if obviously if it doesn't speak to you, you can unsubscribe. But yeah, there's a weekly email and then
right.
I can put you in the Facebook group as well.
Yeah, for sure. But go there. Definitely sign up for his mailing list and you can check out the things that he had mentioned. But I'll put all his information in the bio, just like we do every other time in the episodes. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us again. And thank you, Mr. Victor, for shining your light on this episode. I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait for us to do another one. We will talk soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.